why the Dandelion program is so powerful is because of the curriculum. It's evolved over time. There's a 1-year program and a 3-year program, and this just gives a little bit of an overview about what we do. The first year is very much about job awareness and self-awareness, and as I said, some of the guys have not been in an employment environment before, and all those things we take for granted when we go to work, or all those things we take for granted even when we're at university and at school. School was very different for our guys than it was for average people. When you're in a school environment, if you're in learning support, it's very obvious to everybody. It's something that everyone knows. And it can make you feel a little bit separated. But when you come into the employment space, nobody knows unless you choose to tell them, and you're with everybody else in the environment too. So it's one of those things where it's about building confidence and providing new experiences. The second year moves on to self-determination and self-advocacy, and that's when we start building independence in our guys, where they start to look at their learning for themselves, look at their own development, make their own self-assessments about how I'm doing in my job, the things that I need to learn and grow in. And the third year of our program is about transitioning into the workspace. For some of our guys, they get retained because they've done such a good job that our client is loath to let go of them, and they're offered contracts or they're offered positions. But some of our guys have other ideas about where they want to go and what they want to do. And so it's about preparing them, because again, this is a lot of them, it's their first workspace, and what we don't want them to do is we don't want them to think that it's the same everywhere else as it is in the workspace. So the things again that we take for granted about having that knowledge about the different things that happen in other workspaces, we want to make them we want to create awareness about. So we go through all of that stuff about what things am I good at, applying for jobs, what sort of job do I want? What kind of mode do I need to work at? What sort of supports would I require in that workplace, and what sort of supports will be available to me? And we practice those as we go along. The program has developed over time. Initially, it was just in testing, but we're now in cybersecurity and data analytics. And I say just testing, but it's a very big part of a career for individuals, and there's many different areas that can lead to. As I said before, some of our guys that started off in software testing are now developers. Some of our guys that have started off in software testing are now cybersecurity agents. So there's many places where it can take us to. It's not just a generic role. It's something that does offer real and meaningful career pathways for our people ongoing. And as well as that, it actually supports some of the learning that they're doing. So I have 3 guys in my unit at the moment that are all at university doing IT degrees. And so some of them have been able to get recognised prior learning because of what they do in their job. And others have been able to, some of them have been able to sign up also to capstone, which means that their final year is reduced by a number of units, and it escalates their the completion of their university degree. So there's that sort of support there for them as well. I've got another very busy slide here, and this just really shows the supported nature of the Dandelion program and all the different things that lead into it. So as Andrew was saying, it's about creating an ecosystem that supports individuals from school into university, into the workplace, but then also helps them with that, as Lenny was saying, that building of their life skills as well, providing life experiences, and perhaps bridging the gap to the experiences that they may not have had before. So there's a lot that leads into the program. There's a lot of research that gets done about how we can improve and feed back into our program to make it more successful. And we've seen that a lot with our onboarding and our selection process, and also about the way in which we manage the teams. So where I work in Brisbane, we originally kept our guys as a complete team unit. But then the second time around, we thought, no, we want to rotate our guys so that we're simulating being in different working environments. So we've approached that a different way the second time round, so that we can build more self-advocacy about the options that the guys have post-program. And as well, one more very, very busy slide. And sorry, I'm trying to make it all about me today. This is all about, It's a habit. And again, if you do have questions, please ask, because if you wait for me to take a breath, it may not happen. But this slide talks about the support that's provided through the Autism Consultant, which is a slightly different role than what you would see in general organisations. The ASC tries to work collaboratively with the individual's interdisciplinary support team. So a lot of people who are neurodiverse or who live with disability have a number of people that support them out there in their life. They have their families, they often have NDIS, they'll have a psychologist or a psychiatrist, and they'll often have a range of other specialists, like an OT or a physiotherapist. And the idea of the program is for the ASC to work in conjunction with those, the interdisciplinary team, to provide the best support for the individual to help them to be successful.